Hello learners, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. In this class we will see the inverse Laplace transform. As in the previous classes we have already discussed about the Laplace transform, that is in case of the Laplace transform the general form we can write for a function, that is the Laplace transform. Here I am writing the Laplace transform of some function, suppose f of t. Then the Laplace transform of this function f of t, it can be written as L of f of t. This is the Laplace transform of the function f of t, and its value equal to the integration over 0 to infinite the function, that is f of t, that we want to take the Laplace transform, this original function, into exponential minus st into dt. So this is the generalized expression for the Laplace transform, and this can be written as, this is equal to, we can write this as, this is equal to f of s. This is generally the representation of the Laplace transform. And here if I will take the inverse Laplace transform of this part, that is if I want to take the Laplace inverse of this f of s, this Laplace inverse of f of s, this is nothing but the Laplace inverse of L of f of t. So after inversion we will get the original function, that is f of t. That is, suppose for example we know the Laplace transform of 1. This is equal to how much? 1 by s. The Laplace transform of 1 is 1 by s, because here we have to put in place of f of t, we will put 1 into exponential minus st dt over the integration 0 to infinite. So this will be exponential minus st dt integration. So after integration and after the calculation we will get this much, that is 1 by s. We have already calculated in our first lecture. So this Laplace transform of 1 is equal to 1 by s. Then if you want to take the Laplace inverse of this 1 by s, then the Laplace inverse of 1 by s, this will be equal to how much? It means that if I want to take the Laplace inverse of this function, then we will get the original function, that is 1. Are you getting my point? The function, suppose f of t, that we want to take the Laplace transform, then after the Laplace, when we will take the Laplace inverse of this f of s, then we will get the original function, that is f of t. So the Laplace inverse of f of s will be equal to 1 here in this case. Now I will make a table so that here I can write the function, its Laplace transform, and again the inverse of this Laplace transform. Suppose here our function is f of t, this is f of t, and here after the Laplace transform, here we will get, that is f of s, or this can be written as f of s, that is equal to the Laplace transform of f of t. This is the Laplace transform of f of t, and in the next column this will be the Laplace inverse of f of s. This Laplace inverse of the function f of s, this will be equal to f of t. So obviously this will be f of t. When we will take the Laplace transform of its inverse, then this will be obviously gives the original function, because when we will take the inverse of the original function, that is L inverse of L, if I will write, so this will be equal to 1. If I will consider like that, then this will be the Laplace inverse of this Laplace f of t. This is nothing but the Laplace inverse of L of f of t. So this Laplace inverse into L, this will be 1, suppose, then we will get f of t. Okay, this Laplace inverse into L, this is some identity, this is suppose I, then this I into f of t, this will give your original function f of t. Suppose the f of t, in place of f of t, our function is suppose 1. Then the Laplace transform of this function, this will be, for the Laplace transform of 1, we can write it here 1 by s. If you have not seen the last lecture, then I will give it in my description. So from that link you can see the Laplace transform of the function of 1, it is 1 by s, and we have already discussed it, that is if I will take the Laplace transform of t power n, then this will be n factorial divided by s power n plus 1. This is the Laplace transform of t power n. And this also can be written as the gamma function, this gamma of n plus 1 divided by s power n plus 1, because n factorial is equal to gamma of n plus 1. Then the function that is suppose the exponential kt, for this function exponential kt, the Laplace transform of this exponential kt will be equal to 1 divided by s minus k. I am first writing here the function and its Laplace transform that we have already discussed in our first or second lecture. We have already covered this. Let me write first the Laplace transform, that after I will show you the inverse of this function. Okay. Now, if the function is sine hyperbolic at, then the Laplace transform of the sine hat will be equal to a divided by a square minus a square. Okay. If the function is cosine hat, if the function is cos hat, then its Laplace transform will be equal to, then its Laplace transform can be written as s divided by a square minus a square. This is the Laplace transform of the cos hat. Then here, if I will start to write, suppose the function is 1 and here the Laplace transform of this 1 is 1 by s. Then if I will take the Laplace inverse of this 1 by s, it means that this Laplace inverse of this 1 by s, then this will be equal to how much? This is nothing but 1. Okay, so the Laplace inverse of 1 by s is 1. Similarly, if I will take the Laplace inverse of this n factorial divided by s power n plus 1, or the Laplace inverse of gamma of n plus 1 divided by s power n plus 1, then this will gives t power n. Okay. And similarly, the Laplace inverse of 1 by s minus k, this will be equal to exponential kt. And the Laplace inverse of a by a square minus a square, this will be sine hat, sine hyperbolic function into at. And for the Laplace inverse of s by a square minus a square, this will be cosine hat. So this is equal to cosine hat. Similarly, if I will take, if suppose here I am writing my function is f of t equal to, suppose this f of t equal to sine at. Okay, suppose this is sine at. This is not hyperbolic function, this is simply sine at. Then the Laplace transform of this function, here I will write the Laplace transform of the function f of t, then this will be equal to how much? This is equal to, for the sine at, this will be a divided by a square plus a square. This is the Laplace transform of sine at. And again, if I will take the Laplace inverse of, here if I will take Laplace inverse of the function that is a divided by a square plus a square, then this will be equal to how much? This will give the original function, that is sine at. Is that clear? If the original function is sine at, then the Laplace transform is a divided by a square plus a square. How we can calculate? That is, this is simply 0 to infinite exponential minus st. You have to write the function that is sine at dt. So in this way you can calculate the Laplace transform of the function sine at. So after calculation you will get a divided by a square plus a square. And again, if you will take the Laplace inverse of this a by a square plus a square, this is simply sine at. Suppose similarly, if I will write the function is, suppose f of t equal to cosine at. Suppose our function is cos at. Then if I will take the Laplace transform of this function f of t means here the cosine at. Then the Laplace transform of this function f of t, this will be equal to how much? This is s divided by a square plus a square. This is the Laplace transform of cosine at. And similarly, if I will write the Laplace transform of Laplace inverse of s divided by a square plus a square, that is the inverse of the function, this will give the function itself, that is cosine at. Is that clear? this way you can calculate the inverse of a particular function. Now I will take some examples so that it will be clear to you. Suppose our first question is, we have to calculate the inverse Laplace transform of, find the inverse Laplace transform of the function inverse Laplace transform of, suppose the question is 6 divided by a square plus 36. Okay, it means that you have to calculate L inverse of 6 divided by a square plus 36. Okay, now if you can see, this is in which form. If you will find, I can write it as, suppose L inverse of 6 is some constant. Okay, so here I can write this is in the form of a divided by a square plus, in this place 36 we can write it as 6 square, or this is simply a square. Now I will see the Laplace inverse of a divided by a square plus a square will give what. Now here you can see that we have just calculated, that is Laplace inverse of a divided by a square plus a square is nothing but sin 80. When a is present here, this will simply sin 80. When s will be present here and this is plus sign, then this will be cosine 80. So in this place, Laplace inverse of a by a square plus a square, I will write sin 80. So the Laplace inverse of a by a square plus a square, this will be sin 80. Okay. In our question, that is 6 divided by a square plus 36, this is simply the Laplace inverse of, I can write 6 divided by a square plus 6 square. Okay, and here in place of a, this a value is 6 here, so this will be equal to sine of 60. This will be sine 60. So here we have calculated, that is the Laplace inverse of 6 divided by a square plus 36 is sine 60. Okay, let us take one more example. Suppose question number 2, you have to calculate inverse Laplace transform, the inverse Laplace transform of 5 divided by, suppose s power 11. Okay, when you will see such type of question, then you will just think which type of function it may be. Okay, here this is only s power is something, and in this part only some constant is present. Now if I check from this box, then you can see that from this 1 2 3 4 5, in this particular column, if you can see which type of function we are given, that is, you can see here in this part, this is some constant, this is some constant divided by s power something. This is in this format, and here the Laplace transform of t power n is n factorial divided by s power n plus 1. So that the Laplace inverse of n factorial by s power n plus 1, this will be t power n. So simply I can write the Laplace transform of t power n. We know the Laplace transform of t power n is nothing but n factorial divided by s power n plus 1. So that the Laplace inverse of this function, that is n factorial divided by s power n plus 1, this will be equal to t power n. Okay, here I can write this will be equal to t power n, because if I will take the Laplace inverse of both sides, this will be Laplace inverse, this will be get 1 into t power n, this will be t power n, and this is equal to Laplace inverse of this much. Okay, in this way you can write. Now from this question we can write this 5 is some factorial in this form, but here this s power 11, this is nothing but, if you can compare, this is nothing but n plus 1. You have to calculate the Laplace inverse of, here I will write the Laplace inverse of, you have to calculate 5 divided by s power 11, and here n plus 1 is nothing but 11. So if I write this n plus 1 equal to 11 here, n plus 1 equal to 11, so that our n will be equal to 10, 11 minus 1, that is 10. since n equal to 10, so that this must be like L inverse of, it should be 10 factorial divided by s power 10 plus 1, that is 11. This should be in this format. Since here we have written 10 factorial, so I have to divide one term, that is 10 factorial here. And again, because of this 5, I have to write here the 5. So this will be 5 by 10 factorial into L inverse of 10 factorial divided by s power 11. So this will be equal to, let me write this first, 5 by 10 factorial, that is outside of the Laplace inverse, and again the Laplace inverse of this much, this will be equal to t power n, and here n is 10. So in this way you can calculate the inverse Laplace transform of the function, that is 5 divided by s power 11, and that is 5 by 10 factorial into t power 10. When you find some constant term like this, so simply you have to divide this term here. Okay, let me take one more example. Suppose 3. You have to find the inverse Laplace transform. The inverse Laplace transform of the function is, suppose 5s plus 4 divided by, this is 5s plus 4 divided by, suppose this is a square plus 9. Okay, this is suppose our question. We have already know that we cannot calculate directly the inverse Laplace transform of this. So we have to break this part, that is, this is suppose equal to, here I will write 5s divided by, this is nothing but a square plus 9 plus, this will be 4 divided by a square plus 9. So in this way I can write. So we have to find the inverse Laplace transform of this. Now if I write the Laplace inverse of, I will write separately the Laplace inverse of 5s divided by a square plus 9 plus the Laplace inverse of the second term, that is 4 divided by a square plus 9. Okay. Now you will check for this first term, this is in the form s divided by a square. This constant is suppose a square. Okay. Now this just forget about this 5. Okay, 5 term, I will take it outside the Laplace inverse. So this will be simply s divided by a square plus a square. This is in this form, and here in this part, this is suppose in this form, that is, here you will check first, this is 1 divided by, suppose a square plus a square. Okay, this a square is nothing but this will be 3 square. So in this place here we have to write, suppose if I will write a divided by a square plus a square, so that this will be the Laplace transform of this a by a square plus a square, this will be sin a t. Let me write it first. I will write it here. Suppose here I am writing the Laplace inverse of, here I will write s divided by a square plus a square. Okay, this Laplace inverse of s divided by a square plus a square, this is nothing but cos a t. This is cos a t, and the Laplace inverse of a divided by a square plus a square, this is equal to sin a t. Okay, this is equal to sin a t. Now if I will compare this first term first, this is Laplace inverse of 5s divided by a square plus 9. So here I can write it as, this is equal to this 5 term, if I will take outside, this will be 5 into Laplace inverse of s divided by, here if I will write, this will be 5 into Laplace inverse of s divided by a square plus 3 square. And for the second term, suppose if I will write, taking this 4 outside, this will be 4 into Laplace inverse of something divided by, I will first write, this will be a square plus 3 square, in this way. Now I have to compare this first term with this. So this will be Laplace inverse of s divided by a square plus a square. In this place a equal to 3. So here a equal to 3. In this place a equal to 3. So this will be cosine 80 means this will be cos 30. So if I'll write, this is equal to 5 into cos 30. Okay. Now if I'll check for the second term, this is some plus 4 into Laplace inverse of this much. For that, I can, if I'll compare with this equation, that is Laplace inverse of this much. So this will be Laplace inverse of a divided by a square plus a square. So in the place of a, this is equal to 3. So in this place here also a equal to 3. But here we have to write 3. So if I'll multiply 3 here, I have to divide 3 here. So this will be equal to plus 4 by 3. The Laplace inverse of this much, here I can write, this will be sine 30. So in this way, you can solve the inverse Laplace transform of any given function. Okay. Simply, you have to just, if any term is missing, you have to simply multiply that term and you have to divide that term. And you have to check for which expression it will give the Laplace inverse. Okay. What should be the function? Okay. If the function is cosine 80, then its inverse should be in the form of s divided by a square plus a square. If the function is sine 80, then it means that the Laplace transform of a by a square plus a square will be sine 80. Okay. This is all for today. I'll share all the links of this Laplace transform in this description of box of the inverse Laplace transform. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you all. Jai Jagannath.